Okay, if you're like me, you're probably pretty disappointed with your truck's reversing lights, and it can be pretty dark even if you're inside the cab looking at your camera. And on a dark street or a parking lot, this is pretty annoying. Luckily, there's an easy solution for this, and it doesn't take that long to put it in.
Okay, we got the VLEDS license plate LED bar here, and made out of machined aluminum. Looks pretty nice. So we'll see. You got your little cable there, and just got to put a little hole in the back of the bumper area, and then you can just put the bar in.
They also make a license plate holder frame for this, but I didn't get that for this video.
Came in a nice box. Too bad, because it's going to go in the trash. But the bars are really nice, it looks like. Okay, so overall it's a relatively easy install. You will have to drill a 3/8 hole in the top right corner, so that way the bar covers it. And once it's mounted, it will cover the hole. You can't see it, but what I recommend is mounting it with the screws first in place. Mark out where the bar sits with a pencil all the way around it, so you can see exactly where you need to drill. Give yourself a little template, so that way you're not drilling outside of the boundary of the light bar. So routing it, you can see that this thing folds over. The plastic is all molded in one piece for the whole bumper. So you see it in the back here. It's hard to see, but it just folds over. It's one piece and it goes into the back there. So I'll try to show from the bottom here how I routed it, because I first tried to just feed the cable through here, and there's a little connector on there, and that's why you need to drill 3/8. But by pulling this off, I kept trying to feed the connector and like try to loop it down here, but this ends up being a channel that runs all the way through this whole thing, and it's very, very tight inside there. There might be a better way to do than how I did this, but I was trying to figure out how to get it through all the way to the back, and you'll see why here in a second. So now you're looking at the back side here, and how this is routed is you'll see these clips. There's these clips that run all along the bottom of the bumper, and this is all steel here. And what they've done is they've taken the bumper, the plastic bumper, and put these little clips, securing clips, through the pre-punched steel. And so you have to kind of get your hands into these hard spots here, but you can see there's one. See if I can focus it. Let me see. Right there. So there's one way back there. And what I ended up doing is, if you'll see, there's a hole where the cable's coming through. That is the cable right there coming out. And that's the only spot in the brake. You'll see that it's folded over. All the plastic is folded over. That's all plastic here. So the only spots where there's holes at are right where the clips are secured. And luckily, I was able to push the connector through that, and then push the connector here with my finger. It's so hard to show with my holding this, but you basically push the tab up and push the connector up as high as you can, and it gives you just enough room to get that cable head through there. It took me a while to figure that out, because there's no real easy way to route this cable, at least not that I could see. And you'll never really have to mess with this again, as long as you just get it out of there. So the last thing is just going through and obviously getting this thing secured here. But you can see there's the cable. This is the connector. You can see that's why you have to drill the 3/8, so you accommodate the cable head in there. But going over to the other side, you're just going to be connecting it. This is the driver's side right here, and you're pulling off this 6-pin connector harness here, and they give you a little harness adapter if you want. You don't have to buy it. You could splice the cable, but it's just a lot easier. So it has a little adapter, and you just pull the factory cable out and then put the adapter in, and then it gives you a tees off the power right there, and that's what feeds over to the license plate. I think the last thing I'd recommend is getting yourself a little tamper-proof kit, or what they call an anti-theft kit. I don't know, a couple $6 or something like that. And it comes with like T30 screws, or I think that's what these are. And at least, you know, you're gonna spend $100 on this thing. Hopefully somebody's not stealing it or trying to. So you don't want to use just the factory screws or Phillips or whatever. These are the old ones right here. So anybody can walk up with that. Even me, I carry a screwdriver at all times. So, you know, you never know if somebody's gonna grab your stuff, and you're spending all this time working on it. Might as well try to secure it as much as possible. But either way, yeah, that's how you secure it. And these they have a couple screws inside the kit. These are smaller head screws, but they also come with larger ones if yours is a little bit different. But plenty of stuff inside here to choose from. And then I was going to show the grommet that it comes with. So it does come with a grommet for that cable. And I was thinking that maybe it won't sit flush if you put this grommet on. So I cut the grommet in half, so that way I could, because the grommet's already pre-installed. Now I'm gonna try to put it on and see. We'll see if I can get it on there. It's gonna have to be a fight, because if you look at the plastic is pretty thick, and trying to fight this on there might end up being an issue. But I'll give it a shot and see. Yeah, that grommet's not going on, so I'm not gonna worry about that. If you're really worried about it, you could probably put a dab of hot glue right here. But in reality, it's kind of draining down into that plastic, and all it's going to do is just leak out right down through the frame here, if water was to get in there. So no big deal, it'll pop right out. It has somewhere to drain at, so not a big deal. But overall, I'm real happy with this so far. I'll put the link for this kit in the description if you're interested, and I'll also put a link for the light bar. The final installation looks very clean, almost something like from the factory. It's just so small of a footprint, but wait till you see the difference it makes. So this video clip is here just to show you how dark of a street that we live on. For comparison, believe me when I tell you how ridiculously bright these lights are. I can't tell you how impressed I am with the brightness levels. It's just pretty incredible. Now this light bar also accommodates or complements the Boost Auto LumiStep version 2s that I have for the running boards. So they kind of work hand in hand, and it works great. Keeps the truck pretty much illuminated all the way around at night at this point. So I'm very happy with how the output and the outcome of these lights end up working together, but greatly increases the viewing distance and confidence when backing up. Just when you're in a dark area, it just makes a huge difference. Here's a quick side-by-side view of before and after of the conditions, and it is night and day, literally. And here's from inside the truck when you're looking at the screens, and it does make a huge difference. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching, and leave a like and a comment if you did. Appreciate it.